Welcome back, everybody, to the Dragon's Lair. My name is Wade, and this is my show, Let's Talk, where we talk about Warhammer 40k, specifically Tyranids, because I'm a Tyranid player. We're right at the end of doing my reviews for all of the units, and I gotta say, these last ones are ones that I don't actually use, and I don't like them very much. And the main reason why I don't like them very much is because they don't have the secret sauce. And what I mean by that is their rules are not lined up in such a way that makes it likely for them to succeed. And so let's talk about it. So Hive Crone, it's a flyer. It's moving 20 plus. That's more than what you need, always more than what you need. So it's kind of irrelevant. It might as well be 100. And I know that that's not 100% true, but 20 plus is more than what you need. Um, Toughness 9, man, that sounds high. It's not high enough. You're, especially in RTT and competitive play, you're just going to get melted by melted guns and plasma guns and all sorts of stuff. So it sounds high. I'm here to tell you because I love monsters. Like that's one thing you need to understand about me as a player. I have an anti knight list that runs 100 gaunts, but if I could, I would run Crusher Stampede all the time, or just monsters. I love monsters. Anyways, toughness 9 feels like a lot. It's not. 3 plus save. You know, you're gonna get cover a lot of times because it'll be hard to see them through buildings and stuff. But it's a great place to start. It's just not going to save you enough. 12 wounds, it's not enough. Two melt a gun hits where you don't save because you don't have an invulnerable and your save's not great. Melt a guns are just going to go right through it. Two good melt a gun hits and he's dead. I don't know what's out there with Melta 4 off the top of my head, but D6 plus 4 for Melta, it's bye bye. And yeah, I know not everything can have 16 wounds and not everything can be tough 12, and I get that. I'm just saying, functionally, at the RTT level, and I assume it's worse going higher, the monsters just get melted. That's why you need the 4 plus invulnerable, which is why go with your Maleceptors, go with your Hive Tyrants, go with your Norn Emissaries, go with anything with an invulnerable save. Um, but I don't know. That's just where that is. Leadership 8, it's pretty standard across the board unless you're a Synapse creature. Keep him in Synapse, and you need to get under 8, or sorry, over 8 on a 3d6, and you're pretty good. Objective control 0, he's a flyer. All flyers have objective control 0 and cannot hold objectives. Anything with the aircraft keyword is what I mean there. Cannot hold objectives. So that's why that is the way that is. Okay, so I know I've been negative. Let's talk positive. You have all these weapon choices. That's pretty cool. So let's talk about the weapon choices. Drool cannon. I like anything that's a torrent. 12 inches, 2d6. That's a lot of hits. Ballistic skill, nothing because of course it's a torrent weapon. Strength 6, pretty okay. AP 1, that's kind of okay. Damage 1. You'll get a couple marine kills. That's where that's gonna end. It's kind of swingy. You could get 12 hits. You could get 2 hits. With a 10 difference on the swing, that's not awesome. Stinger salvos. You know what? Let me say this about stinger salvos. I hated stinger salvos and I thought they were dumb until I played an invasion list against Chaos Knights. And I hyper adapted. So I think it's called like hyper aggressive, where you get the lethal hits versus monsters and vehicles. I put on a really decent amount of wounds with just the stinger salvos from my 2 Tyrannofexes and my 2 Tervagons. I was surprised. It was the first time that I felt like stinger salvos were not worthless. Because usually I feel that they're throwaway. One thing I will encourage you, roll even the throwaway attacks. Like pistols or whatever. Because you could hit, you could roll a 6 to wound, they could fail their save, and you could put wounds on. And any wound is a good wound. That's what's important. So yeah, Stinger Salvos, not terrible, especially at 24 inches. Here's kind of the cool part, the tentaclids. Anti-vehicle 4. So that means when you roll to wound, if you roll a 4 or higher, that's a critical hit. So that's good. Devastating wounds, that's good because they become mortals. So like, and it's on the criticals, but uh, anytime you roll a 4 plus or higher, you'd crit, which is good. 36-inch range, that's good. Attack 4, and that's kind of where it falls apart, is the attack 4. um, ballistic skill 3, which is pretty okay. Strength 7, which is okay if he's in synopsis 8. AP 0, which is really where that weapon falls apart unless you're attacking vehicles. 2 damage, not bad. So if you're taking him in an anti-vehicle list, like fighting knights, I don't know where you play, but where I play, every RTT is filled with knights. Chaos knights, regular knights, every RTT filled with knights. I will go to an RTT and play against knights 2 times out of my 3 games. 2 times. So I just said I was done with it, and I built an anti-knight list that can then be flexible enough to fight everyone else. I got to do a whole video about that because I was pretty sour about knights. Anyways, so the tentaclids are not bad, especially for fighting knights. Scything wings for melee, 4 attacks, not great. It's just not a lot. Weapon skill 4, not great. Strength 7, which ideally becomes 8. AP 1, 2 damage. You'll put wounds on. Not a lot because you only have 4 attacks. So the more attacks you get, the more opportunity you have. So it's kind of like a downward slope, right? The more attacks you get, the more opportunities you have to wound, the more opportunities they have to fail, the more damage that actually goes on. So you want to start off with high number of attacks. Thorax Spur, 1 attack. It's an extra attack, so that kind of sucks because it's just 1. Weapon skill 3, that's okay. Strength 10, that's pretty good. AP 3, that's really good. Damage 1d6, it's really swingy, but it could do something. It's anti-fly, so once again, on a wound roll of 2+, you're going to wound. So that's pretty cool. It's bread and butter. It's not going to save the day. You might get a cool moment out of it. Deadly Demise, so if he dies, you roll a d6. If you get that 6, he blows up, dealing mortal wounds to everybody around him. Hover, which means he doesn't have to move. He can stay still. Synapse, when Synapse is up here, it means he can benefit from Synapse, not that he provides it. You need Synapse as a keyword down here in the keyword section to provide Synapse. Here's kind of a cool thing. Airborne Predator. Each time this model makes a ranged attack that targets a unit that can fly, add 1 to the hit roll. It just says an attack. So, it makes a ranged attack. My bad. So tentaclids, maybe stinger salvos, yeah. It would be kind of interesting if you knew that you were going to fight something with a lot of flyers, like a lot of jump pack marines. If you knew you were going to fight something with a decent amount of flyers, or if you knew your enemy had a bunch of jump pack guys, that would be kind of cool. Rocket boys, or whatever the orcs have these days. Whatever you greenskins have. So that's kind of cool. I do run everything that I have through the lens of Invasion Fleet, although I do love Crusher Stampede and Assimilation Swarm now with the changes. So I could see a world where Rapid Regen might be the thing that you do with him. Hey, let me tell you what, the Drool Cannon with the Invasion Fleet Hyper Adaption, Hyper Aggressive, getting the 2d6 automatic hits. Just looking for lethals. Oh, sorry, that's not going to work because you're not rolling to hit. But the Strength 6 AP 1 will hurt the War Dogs pretty good. And you could roll 6s. That was another thing. You could roll 6s. So take every shot that you got. Because with Volume of Fire, you will roll 6s. You will wound. They will fail. Just make them make 10,000 saves. Make them make saves. I don't know if I already said it, but Rapid Regen. For his points, not worth it. Because there's going to be other things to take. More successful with attacks that will convert up. I have a Harpy that I could play as a Hive Crone, but Final Order, I don't really like them. Thank you for listening. Thank you for spending your time here with us at the Dragon's Lair.